know how to describe it. It's different from a regular buzz when you're just sitting down and having a few. You're feeling tingly. Your legs aren't completely there. You're so gassed under breath from the running aspect. The beers have a different effect on you.
Runner set! Go!
A normal person can't do it. You've got to be extremely fit, and then you've got to have some balls.
It's just about telling yourself it's just one more beer, one more lap.
Look at this guy go. I mean, how does he beat our record by 13
I thought it was untouchable.
seconds, bro? That's crazy.
The biggest thing in the beer mile is just getting those burps up.
To have someone like that can chug beer and an amazing athlete is what we've been waiting for.
It's all dependent on this last beer. This is absolutely incredible. Corey Bellemore comes down the straight.
The beer mile is a feat of athleticism and gastrointestinal endurance all rolled into one. Competitors chug a beer and run a lap of the track 4 times. And the best beer miler in the world is a Canadian.
Running has always been my passion, and my parents grew up running, so I was always biking next to them. I was always surrounded by it. I made 6 Canadian national teams.
Corey Bellemore is the man to watch. He's in orange.
Bellemore is an elite runner, with or without alcohol. He is among Canada's best in the 1,500 meters and has a legitimate shot at competing in Tokyo 2 years from now.
At the end of the day, I really would like to make the 2020 Olympics, so I think that's my biggest goal in athletics. First heard about the beer mile from the university teams.
I'm one of the guys that was involved in writing what have become the de facto rules for the beer mile. It needs to be 355 milliliters. It's got to be 5% of alcohol by volume or more. The beers have to be drank in the 9-meter chug zone. And then the last rule, which is critically important, is you have to keep all of your beer in for the duration of the mile. If you vomit, you have to run a penalty lap.
Randomly, I was just eating dinner, and one of my teammates decided to come over with a 6-pack, and he said, "We're going to the track, and you're trying to beer mile."
Let's go, buddy.
I suggested, okay, if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it legit. So we're gonna go to like a good track.
If it went well, we'd send it on YouTube and post it. If not, then we wouldn't talk about it ever again.
And then so he does his first lap and he's flying. He chugs the beer as fast as I've ever seen anyone drink a beer ever.
That's it, Core. That's it.
Let's go, Core. Let's go, Core.
Let's get it, man. Let's go! Yeah!
He finishes and he crushes the world record. And then you even hear in the background, I guess you don't see me, but you hear me in the background like yelling out something like crazy, like.
As soon as it was posted online, my Twitter notifications were blowing up a lot.
I had the world record for maybe 4 days, and Corey Bellemore drops a video going 10 seconds faster.
The next day, I got a message on my phone from a Beer Mile World Classic Facebook account.
So we went to the organizer and said, we need to get him to London. He needs to race for Canada.
So they offered to fly me to England that night.
He flew in yesterday. Give it up for Corey Bellemore!
Everyone thought because I was jumping on a plane last minute and I'd only done one good one before that I was sort of a fluke.
Initially, I thought, oh, this is a laugh. Excuse my French, I thought it was shot.
Honestly, I didn't sleep at all on that flight, so I was up for a good 36 hours and I raced like pretty tired, but ended up doing it.
He's definitely gonna be under world record here. Way under world record. Holy, way under.
I broke the record by 5 seconds, so it was 4:34.
Being able to run that pace with 3 pounds of beer in your stomach, mind-blowing.
I think there's always room for improvement in everything. So you just got to believe that you can run faster, you can drink faster, and then hopefully on race day, everything comes together.
The Beer Mile World Classic was held in Canada for the first time this past August. Facing a field of premier beer milers, Bellemore got another chance to break his own world record.
We're kind of approaching, what folks would see as sort of the this is as fast as we can get kind of line. A bunch of folks think it's about 4:30. Corey's already kind of knocking on that door, knowing that he's running roughly his mile pace with 3 pounds of beer in. I can't see how much more room there is to improve on that.
Runner set! Go! Coming up fast!
Bellemore's already run the first 100. He's probably got a 60 to 70 metre gap over second and third right now.
I like to put a little bit of pressure on myself because that makes me a little more competitive.
Corey comes in. He's on 4:20 pace. Look at him, he's so smooth. Bellemore, he's got down the third beer, which he says is the hardest for him. This fourth beer is so painful.
We're on the last lap. This is the bell lap, everybody. And Corey is absolutely steamrolling this race.
This is going to be a massive chunk off the world record and something that Beer Mile has never seen before. 4:24! That is incredible!
Let's see if any of these records are going to stand. It cannot be more than 4 fluid ounces.
I think it's over. Oh, it's over. 4.4.
I'll break it next time. I guarantee it. I'll break it next time, but when that time comes, I'm not too sure.
I think he uses the Beer Mile as a vehicle to propel his running career, which, for all intents and purposes, is heading in a direction that would put him in Tokyo in 2020.
He is going to be one of the great runners, I think, that Canada's ever seen, and I think he's going to be a legitimate Olympic contender.
I'd like to make a huge push for that. I know I have 2 years left, and I'm still 23, so I know I'm still young in this game.